and the air are clear, the people friendly and close-knit, and it is considered by many who make their lives there as the friendliest, safest, best place in the world, particularly to raise a family, if you don't mind the odd wet day, and seriously, why would you, when you can watch kestrels lazily circle, or herons stalk on the beach, or baby lambs hop spring puddles, and all you need is a jacket and a bonnet. There is a book van that comes round with your reading, and a tiny plane that goes up even further to the islands of the north, or, if you're feeling intensely cosmopolitan, Glasgow, which connects you to the rest of the world down below. It is a special and singular part of the world, with more animals than people, and even if it is not for everyone, there are many who find it freeing. A place where you can't hurry the tractor on the road, and anyway, it's rather nice to look at the stocky Highland cows with their absurdly luxuriant hair, or the shifting sands on the dunes, or the many, many castles tucked away in every bay. Everywhere the evidence of centuries of kings and tribes and battles and fortifications, when this rough land was covered in blood. Now it is as peaceable as a place that still gets Amazon deliveries can be. Plenty of people spent their lives there and had never been further south than Glasgow. Why would you? On this day, Gertie Mooney was walking home along the waterfront, and as usual, she had her head in a dream. Gertie Mooney having her head in a dream was not a state of mind that would have surprised anyone, not her mum, Jean, not her teachers, not her boss, Mr. Wainwright, at the Scott North supermarket, of whom Gertie, whenever she popped her head out of a dream, was terrified because he was gruff, even though he was rarely gruff with her, apart from occasionally telling her off for daydreaming, and ran charity fun runs. Gertie's tolerance for men being gruff with her was quite low. She had been raised more or less entirely by women. She lived with Jean and her grandmother Elspeth in one of the tiny whitewashed shore cottages, which look so small you can't believe people live in them instead of, say, hobbits. Today her daydream is of a new apartment, as currently her home is full of wool. It is not just home to her own family, it is also the base of Carso's knitting circle, also known as the KCs, a posse of women both feared and admired for their ways with a set of size 00s, a skein of angora, and an extremely strong side-eye game. Jean and Elspeth had been everything to her, after her father had moved on from her when she was a baby and gone back to his other family a long way away, the existence of which came as rather a shock to Jean, who did not like talking about it one little bit. And the Caseys had helped every inch of the way, from Gertie's first learning to walk, swathed in yellow wool, which would suggest the twins, Tara and Cara, had a hand in it, as they loved yellow. First school uniform, knitted, scratchy cardigans Gertie loathed with a fiery passion, but when trying to explain this was met with indulgent tuts that she was showing herself up. To her first time on a bike with Auntie Marian's strong hands to guide her. But it was getting too much, and since the pandemic, the wool had begun a mission creep. Jean had stockpiled it, even though it was toilet roll, not Black Isle yarn, that had been in demand, and it was still stacked up in Gertie's tiny, tiny bedroom, like a soft reproof. Today she was daydreaming about getting her own place. Let's see. Some rich, handsome millionaire moved to the town and decided to build some luxury penthouses along the cold and wild shore. It could happen. And the most beautiful one at the top had a hot tub, and he was moving in there and was ever so lonely.